We are back for Wrestling Mom's Basement, week February 5th. Patrick Young, Joe Bonito. We're finishing up on our weekly reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live.
205 Live kicked off with Lindsay Dorado versus Kalisto in the Cruiserweight tournament. And Kalisto killed Dorado with a reverse Rana. Yes. And then hit the Sleet El Sol for the win.
Yeah, the match was actually very aerial, which you expect at two luchadors.
Friend of the show, too.
Yeah. Lindsay Dorado, friend of the show.
Gave me a cat emoji in tears.
Exactly.
Because I pointed out his fashion choice this week of capris and tennis shoes.
Laughing tears.
Yeah, laughing tears. Yeah, not
yeah, not.
I didn't upset a wrestler. That's the last thing we need before my man growing. That's the last thing I want is upset a wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't care who the hell you are. I don't even want to upset gender.
But yeah, the match was really good. Thank God they turned the corner on the 205 Live show, where they're actually fighting for something. They've gone back to the CWC formula, and it's awesome to see cruiserweights fly for once.
It was a very good back and forth match. Exactly the kind of thing you want to kick off a show. The pace they worked was fast, and for not being on TV a lot from Lindsay, and Kalisto's having some kind of fan base, they did keep the crowd involved, both of them. And Lindsay particularly looked the best he's ever looked on 205 Live.
Oh yeah.
And I was actually falling for the near. I figured Kalisto was going to win, but I was actually falling for some of the near falls that Lindsay was going to win. Mm-hmm. It was so fun and a really good performance from both guys, who felt that they were looking to improve something. We get Roger Shaw video package, taken from the great series of videos that aired on NXT TV early last year. We get Cedric Alexander promos, he comments on the Cruiserweight tournament. Mustafa Ali sticks up on him, and Cedric says all fun games until some get a lump check. TJP comments on the negative reaction to his win last week. He did what he had to do win because he's not doing this for us, he's doing it for himself. Next week we get Kira Tozawa versus Mark Andrews in the tournament. We get Mark Andrews in the package. Gulak and Nice met with Drake Marek, and Marek cut a great promo, wanted to know why Gulak changed into a goof. He also says that Nice is too concerned with counting the halves, the way he was doing it. And it said both were wasting potential and had become comedy acts. Marek says that train has left the station. Continuing our digs of the week. And the Zoe train has left the station. And they face each other next week.
I thought the promo was really good. However, I don't think I would take away the better make 205 Live better from Gulak. I don't think I would take that away from him. Nice, yes, I would take that ad thing immediately away from him. Gulak, I think he should win it and then be the stick in the mud that doesn't want to change because of Maverick. I think that would be more interesting going forward. I think Gulak would stand out even more with the athleticism going on in the cruiserweights now. So I don't think it's the right move to do that, but I am enjoying the rest of the division as a whole.
And the main event, Hideo Itami versus Roger Strong. Rybal back stiff match. I'll get to it when we analyze it. Hit the jumping knee and then Atari for a huge win. And Roger Strong misses.
Yeah, and a really good match.
This was my match of the week, by the way.
Yeah, I think so too. It's for me, it was down to this match and a match that happens on NXT. However, I thought this one was a little better. And surprised the hell out of me. I didn't think Roger Strong was going to win.
Not for the one-night thing.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Hideo.
He may have been called up.
Yeah, Roger Strong, yes.
Yeah.
He may have been. And especially with the resurgence in 205 Live, it may actually be a good spot. I would say it's probably a good career path for him right now.
Yeah, I actually don't worry. I said this is probably one of the best matches of the year so far.
Yeah. I could agree with that. Yes.
It was a completely different match from the opener. They took an exhausted crowd, and you could tell the crowd was exhausted. Mm-hmm. And And the crowd was all not familiar with them as compared to like Kalisto in the open match.
Yeah.
But they pulled them in with a very stiff match, which was actually like climaxed beautifully throughout too, and it did keep you guessing in terms of who's going to win. I think the past the most expected Hideo, the 205 regular, to walk away with the win, but Ryan Wynn was kind of refreshing and a surprise.
We did call it, like, in the middle of the show that eventually one of the surprises are going to have to win.
Yeah, I just figured it was going to be one of the surprises in the latest week of the first round,
in
2 weeks show. But it was a perfect closer to a great match and to close out a stellar show. Advanced so far, TJP, Cedric Alexander, Kalisto on control. That's what we get. Hikaru Tozawa versus Mark Andrews, and Tony Nese versus Drew Gulak. NXT. Sanity and Undisputed Era were set to face off for tag team titles, but Sanity attacking for the match and 2 factions rolled. The Undisputed Era built to the back and angry win Regal ride and made a 6-man trying to tie for the nice main event. Don't make NXT dad made. Hey, Regal looked like an angry father.
Yep.
Tiffany is all Heavy Machinery versus Rick Moss and Tino Sabatelli. Tucker took out Moss and it's just a slam finish Sabatelli.
It's actually probably one of the better matches between both teams. I didn't mind Heavy Machinery as much as I usually do. And there seems to be some sort of direction for Tino and Riddick. I'm not sure if I would have them split up.
Right.
Because Riddick's the in-ring skills, Tino's the personality. I think if you separate the two, you don't really end up with a great product either way. I think the sum is greater than the amount of the parts.
Yeah, and so with that, the unspectacular run of Moss and Sabatelli have come to an end.
Yes.
Heavy Machinery going to win and some momentum back. The match is okay, but the split came out of nowhere.
That's it.
They're probably going to invest more in Tino at this point.
I would think so too.
Yeah. They were setting the world on fire as a team, but I don't really see where they're going to go as singles either.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes for either going that far.
No.
Post-match, Moss, Bill, and Tino. Ellie left them alone to delight the crowd. Johnny Gargano speaks. Johnny Gargano is here dressed as NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. He gets a hero's welcome from the fans and said it's been held off. He was confident that Philly was going to be his moment, but that didn't happen and it sucks. But again, that reaction from the fans was great. He earned respect from the fans that had a match of a lifetime. The fans picked him up and reminded him that he is giant wrestling. He'll never forget Philly where I crushed shot from Ciampa, and he's coming from Ciampa main to main. Vega and Almas now ride Vega and tells Gargano that he didn't earn anything. He lost and this is Almas' time. The crowd chants for Kansas and Gargano says that while he loves earning respect from the fans, the second best part was Kansas beating up Zelina. Vega starts her shit talking to Gargano and Kansas arrives. At Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling said Vega and Almas in a 4. Mr. raises Vega, who wants to lose her, Gargano going. Gargano was an untitled shot. Vega agrees only if Gargano leaves NXT if he loses. Gargano says that Kansas doesn't look to be sure at this point.
I think it's a good open. I think it's a good opening promo. I think it's a good promo. It's interesting to see where they're going to go with Johnny Gargano at this point. Because the guy, he's the underdog babyface. I think he may be the last of that breed. But it's interesting to see where it's sort of going to go. How is this going to affect Ciampa's return? What's going to happen to TakeOver? I think it adds interest on what could happen. Yeah,
this is a really great segment, and Gargano's an amazing babyface. He has the fire, the energy that makes you want to root for him. Kansas at his side works just like I thought it was going to. I know some people probably didn't think they had chemistry. Well,
but By the way, I seen like a mini documentary on YouTube somewhere of Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, and they were both working each other. She was pulling out his moves, he was pulling out her moves. It actually looked really good. I wish you could see the matches someday.
Yeah.
I wish I could find them if I have time.
So her and his side works exactly like a film's going to. And then I can't go without mentioning somebody. No, it has nothing to do with her being hot. Listen. Zelina continues to be great. She not only has a lot to Alma Zach, but she proves each and every single fucking week that she was more than worth the investment. Great work involved by Old Ford in there.
She turned CN from a low card into a main eventer almost in weeks.
Right. And she looked great.
While doing it.
Like, it's the way she wears her hair, too. It's like clean hair, too. Like, it's good hair. You can tell she takes a shower.
Austin Aries, if you're listening.
Good job. You can tell she takes a shower every day because her hair is glistening. Unlike some people. In the jungle. Not in the jungle, but Shane Baszler wasn't even well like an alleyway. There's graffiti on the walls and all. Somebody needs to scrub down center stage.
Well, I think what I've heard before in like the WCW documentary that center stage isn't in the best neighborhood.
Oh, okay. So
I've heard that before. Maybe it's changed in
a year, 20 years, 20,
but 30 years.
But yeah, okay. Fair game.
Yeah, I have heard that before.
Talking about killing it, Miss Cool, Calm, and laid back over here. She says she's become the best favorite woman in NXT within a month of arriving. Best woman on the mic besides she does say there won't be a rematch in every room because Moon is scared of her. Tyler Bate is interviewed about his tough loss to Roger Scholl this week. He considers Scholl says he'll be watching the UK title match. He also had matches with the top NXT guys like Black, Almas, Gargano, and Velveteen Dream in 2018. Bianca Belair versus Lady. Bianca slammed her down, and the alley follows, and that was that. Someone's mother. Someone's middle-aged mother.
Yeah. She kind of looked like Jill from Home Improvement.
Yes.
The jobber. Believe it or not, I'm going to look at this negatively for one reason. There was no hair whipping. However, Bianca, you still did great.
This was a very short, decisive squash for Bianca. There was some tea time. While it was short at most of her appearances, she continues to show great presence and is still showing that star potential.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's got a ton of potential. I was just being a jerk, being negative with no hair whipping.
She's the highest of the Performance Center girls, I think. She has the highest ceiling.
Oh, absolutely.
We did a Kyrie same video package. And removed channel Shane Baszler to that title match next week. Saturday versus WC Hour. For the tag rules. The ending comes. The Ulster Plantation Fish, followed by Cody Dean. And that was that.
This was actually the other match I was thinking of for this week. That's just because it seems more like a culmination of their feud together, Sanity and Undisputed Era, as the 3-on-3, not a feud. I'm going to guess soon they're going to eventually have a Sanity's 2-on-2 rematch.
Yeah.
Relatively soon. But still, I really enjoyed it. It just looked like an absolute war, and these teams actually do have chemistry against each other.
This was not very good match for the week. Both units are very good together, and Sanity really thrives in these kind of environment. This just started slowly. I felt like it was just going to be one of his matches that was good, but then after the first half, it just broke down all over the place.
Yeah.
And Killian again looked great, and he'll probably end up being the breakout star Sanity once that time comes.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah. Next week, NXT Women's Champion Maroon versus Shane Baszler, and WK Champion Pete Dunne versus Roger Scholl. So the boss of the week.
Let's see, botch of the week. think I have my pick because I think I pointed it out more negatively than I have other things this week.
Yes.
For me, it's probably Braun Strowman destroying Cena. It's weird saying, oh, he's burying Cena. It's not really like that, but I think at this point,
Cena's appearances don't just feel.
Yeah, they don't feel special.
Roman feels like the face of the company. Roman or AJ, they feel like the guys.
Yeah.
Cena doesn't feel like the face of the company.
Cena seems like he just comes there and just
not
just
fully
the guy.
there.
Yeah. Then I don't think Braun power slamming him 3 times helps him either. So I'm going to say Cena's booking, and then if you want a more particular moment, probably Braun destroying both him and Elias, but more Cena.
I'm going to opt out this week. Nothing really offended me. Mine's a little nitpicky, so I'm just going to opt out. Nothing's coming to mind.
Okay.
Besides, why the hell Kurt was mumbling when I turned him? He's all over the place. But other than that, I'm just letting that go. I'll just assume he was tired from Sunday night having sex with his wife. Moving on. Congratulations, Giovanni. You talking about? All right. Show of the week.
All right. I do have my pick.
Yes, and I.
1, 2, 3,
2
205 live. Wow.
Second week in a row.
Who would have thought when we switched it over
Maybe we didn't show
that the first 2 weeks would be 205 live?
This should be NXT's ending. At NXT, which will automatically be their ending.
Yeah.
And it's not saying 205 Live is much better than NXT, or NXT is much better than Raw or SmackDown either. It's just the Rumble, all 4 shows have been very close.
Yeah. The only reason I'm getting to 205 live is
the changes there.
Is the change there, and it probably also helps that they have a lot less to screw up than the other shows do.
Yeah.
I'm not.
There's not really in terms of storylines.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's not an advantage. However, from before last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Who would have thought this about 205 Live? Who would have thought that it was definitely a must-see show?
From the time they announced it, almost 2 years ago, I could have told you, if they did it right, it will have been. I always thought it. I know, everybody wanted Tacos. Okay, so we'll make Enzo champ. Yeah, woohoo! Yeah. They didn't need to do a fucking honky-tonk man title ring to get to the point. No, they didn't. They just needed to dish the bish, like they did, and then just let them go out there. And guess what? They did. They didn't need Enzo. They don't need the old fancy storylines and all. They don't need friggin' Foxes, friggin' bold-headed Wigglies, friggin' Titus to try to get them over. They don't need all of that. They just need to wrestle. Not one of those people that I just mentioned should help get that division over at all.
No.
The closest one might be Titus. Just because he got Tozawa over a little bit more. That was about it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
He was the only one that wasn't white. Friggin' Boldy over there, she was just going to be the biggest, most popular person on the show. No one cared about Alicia Fox since 2006, so why the hell will they care about her now?
BTW, I think I ruined his life when I pointed out Sasha's wears a wig.
Damn, girl. Not even a ball cap. Just really calm down.
Yes, I definitely ruined his life.
Go to the screenshot of International Oscar last week. And for some reason she's crying, but that's just such a point. When she's crying, her hair's like... You seen it?
Nah, I have seen it.
Why do you get all close? And her hair's like... As she's squinting, her hair's like sliding off. I mean, some chicks can rock bolt. Not her. I'm sick of pull this for an all time. Somebody didn't get a chance to touch in the news this week. Triple H now pretty much runs the company. Is slowly running the company now.
Thank you, Jesus.
Unofficially. That
There is a God.
They really chased touchdown in the news this week. He's running that. He's officially taking him to 205 Live. Adam Pearce is the agent, and a man that's been there since 2013 is the heritage. Vince is slowly going to get more control of Raw and SmackDown too. If you haven't noticed some changes on them the last couple weeks. That was like the big news of the last couple days. Was Triple H taking over, and the 205 Live change, and the beginning of the week that was already covered.
Yes.
With Booker drinking and yeah. But that's
beer and those funny cigarettes no mix.
But that's supposed to be settled this weekend.
To quote The Rock,
as Booker said, they both said things that shouldn't have been said. Now, unless Booker thought Corey was the New Day. I'm not being racist what I said is that Booker's been getting Corey mixed up with black people. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so... maybe Booker...
It doesn't matter. Corey was never a wrestler.
No, he was. Why are you mocking the front of the show?
I know. I know Corey was a wrestler.
He's the one that made us pop.
Booker would bring that up like 5 times a week.
I wish I could take credit for it, but... Or we can take credit for it, but he's the one that made us more popular in the last 2 weeks.
When Corey is actually a wrestler, and even if he was talking about Cole still wrestled a Mania match.
Right. The reason we got more popular in the last 2 weeks is not because of us. But you spoiled the likes on Twitter all of a sudden. I'm confused. One wrestler liked it, okay.
Thank you.
One wrestler liked it, I'm okay. That's coincidental. But this week alone, because it's time for the bragging portion of the podcast, we have Titus like a door roll. Okay, that's coincidental. Because it was right after Apollo's match. Titus like did a tweet. I complimented him on his facials and selling Apollo's earful. Because there was at some point I thought Apollo had it. I'm not going to lie. I did buy into Apollo winning from those. Because I thought Miz had his own little match. Okay, fine. And the other... once they did a Raw replied, oh, okay. 2 in 1 week, back to back. We'll still take that as coincidental. Though, I tweeted out at 11 o'clock in the morning. 11 o'clock at night. He once the Raw replies with a cat emoji at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, okay, he goes back to say it. But I'm pretty sure people write a lot to wrestlers. Especially when I had a verified checkmark next to it. And then Wednesday night, when Alexander Wolf Thursday morning, Alexander Wolf likes it, and I tweet that out. Actually, that was not that was coincidental because I watched NXT late on Wednesday night, so that was not the right time. And then Vader retweeted the pictures, which I know is completely coincidental, but that was just odd. Retweeting them like 2 weeks later. That was why after Vader responded to the pictures alright when he put silent time, remember? Mm-hmm. So that was odd. But this is our biggest week of wrestlers yet. And they're lining up now.
It's exhausting to be him.
Well, as social media manager, unofficially, explain this one to me. Where the hell did the 4,707 views come from, Rory? Can you explain that one?
I can. It's you great people. Thank you.
And thanks to me promoting on social media. But now I do have a question for you. Where did you project us at this point? Total views. And if you're a projection, not like a bad one.
I didn't have a projection.
Okay, I did. I had 10 total views, I thought, within the first 6 months of the podcast. But 4,700? Fuck. We're doing something right.
You people like us. You really, really like us.
And another thing to brag about, too. I don't like a thank you. 1,400 followers on Twitter. There's your screen cap. There's your thumbnail. 1,415 to be exact. 1,415 followers on Twitter. So thank you for that too, because that was actually unexpected this past week.
Yes.
That did come out in nowhere too. So it was an all unexpected week. Now this week, let's try to get to 1,500. And if you do, we have a surprise for you on next week's podcast.
It's a surprise. I don't even know about it.
We will congratulate you for making us reach 1,500.
It's not a good surprise.
That's right. I had nothing. I was trying to build up big to end big. But seriously, thank you for all the fans so far, because I'm completely humbled by that. My big head has finally been shrunken down. Because I do have an abnormally large head.
So do I, so.
And so I'll see you Monday with a Starrcade 1985 review from him. And I'll wait for my Monday news then in that video too, just to throw in any news, which, if there is going to be anything, which will probably just be a little preview roll and whatever the hell Booker's going to say this week. So, I'll see you then.
See you then.